What if I told you that the secret to a happier, more peaceful life wasn't about getting something you don't have, but about discovering something you've had all along? Well, that's the powerful idea at the heart of Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. For so many people, this book has been more than just a read. It's been a roadmap to uncovering a treasure of joy that was hiding in plain sight.
So Tolle kicks things off with this incredible story, a parable that really sets the stage for everything else he's going to teach us. It's about a beggar who sat on an old box for more than 30 years, totally oblivious to what was right underneath him.
You see, this isn't just a story about a beggar. It's a metaphor for, well, for us. Tolle is saying that most of us are just like this beggar. We spend our entire lives looking outside ourselves for happiness and fulfillment, never realizing we're already sitting on a treasure chest.
Tolle is basically that stranger walking by, tapping us on the shoulder and asking us to finally look inside. Not into some old wooden box, but into ourselves. He's pointing to a treasure of peace and aliveness that is way, way more valuable than anything the world can offer.
So what is this treasure? Tolle calls it enlightenment. And here's the kicker. He says it's not some crazy superhuman achievement that only a few special people can reach. No, it's our natural state. It's that feeling of being connected to your deeper self, your being. And it's the key to ending all the suffering we create for ourselves.
Okay, so if we all have this amazing treasure inside us, this natural ability to be enlightened, then why do so many of us feel like we're living like beggars? Why is there so much anxiety, stress, and pain in our lives?
Tolle's answer is incredibly direct. He says the single biggest obstacle is that we are completely 100% identified with our minds. We're so tangled up in that constant stream of thoughts that we can't see anything else. It's like having a radio in your head that you can't turn off. We've made this one fundamental mistake. We believe that we are the voice in our head. But Tolle argues that the mind is just a tool. It's supposed to work for us, but for most people, it's the other way around. The tool has taken over the master.
This is where true freedom really begins. It starts with this massive aha moment, the realization that you are not the thinker, you are not the voice in your head, you are the awareness that hears the voice.
And this difference is everything. You can actually shift from being the thinker, totally lost in the river of your thoughts and judgments, to being the observer. The observer is that quiet presence in the background, the consciousness that notices the thought but knows it's separate from it. This, right here, is the first step to waking up.
So when we live our lives as the thinker, we're constantly trapped. A lot of the time, we're stuck replaying the past over and over, defining our whole identity by things that have already happened and are long gone. And if we're not stuck in the past, well, then we're usually anxiously projecting ourselves into a future that doesn't even exist yet. We worry about what might happen, or we obsess about some future goal that we think will finally make us happy someday. So whether you're dwelling on the past or fixated on the future, you're missing the only thing that's ever actually real, the present moment. You are completely lost to the now.
And this leads us to one of Tolle's most radical, mind-bending ideas, that our biggest problem isn't just our thinking, but our whole relationship with time itself.
Tolle makes this bold claim that if you want to be free from your mind, you have to end the delusion of what he calls psychological time. Now, he's not talking about clock time, for setting meetings. He's talking about the mental concept of past and future that our ego just loves to cling to for survival.
This is a total game changer. Just stop and think about it for a second. The past is just a bunch of former nows that you remember in this now. And the future? It's just a bunch of imagined nows that you think about in this now. Your entire life, everything only ever happens in this one single moment.
And this is why this whole concept is so important. Think about it. Pretty much all of our negative emotions are totally dependent on psychological time. Fear and anxiety, they live in the future. Guilt, resentment, sadness, they're stuck in the past. The moment you bring your full attention into the present, you cut off the fuel that keeps all that suffering alive.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually apply this in our lives, especially when we're dealing with really deep emotional pain? Well, Tolle gives us a really practical tool for this.
He calls it the pain body. You can almost think of it like this separate entity that lives inside of us, made up of all our old, unresolved emotional baggage. Every once in a while, it wakes up, takes us over, and starts creating drama and conflict, just so it can feed on new pain and keep itself going. Now, the way to get rid of the pain body isn't to fight it. That just makes it stronger. Instead, you have to shine the light of your own consciousness on it. So first, you really feel that emotion in your body, then you just accept that it's there without judging it as good or bad. And this part is key. You don't let it turn into a story in your head. By just staying present and watching it, you break your identification with it and it starts to dissolve.
And as you start to practice this presence more and more, you'll find it can fundamentally transform your entire experience of reality, starting with the very idea of problems.
Now, this might be Tolle's most powerful and maybe most challenging claim. He says that a problem is just an illusion created by the mind. It needs a past, something went wrong, and it needs a future, the fear that things won't get better. But in the pure reality of the present moment, problems literally can't survive.
And this leads to the ultimate question you can ask yourself anytime you feel overwhelmed. It's like a secret door back to the present moment. Just ask yourself, in this exact instant, right now, without any of the stories my mind is telling me, what problem do I actually have? Ultimately, this whole book is a profound invitation. It's challenging us to die to our false, mind-made self, the ego, with all its stories, its problems, and its pain, before our physical body dies. Because when we do that, we discover the timeless, indestructible true self that was there the whole time.
And that, right there, is the power of now. The treasure, the gold. It isn't some far-off future. It's right here. It's always been right here, in this one eternal present moment. The only question left is, are you ready to look inside